It's time to get some SportSense. You're gonna get some SportSense. You better get ready for SportSense. SportSense.
Welcome back to Season 2 of SportSense. This is the sports show for sports noobs. I'm Cooper Epps, and as always, I'm with my dad, James Epps. Dad, how are you feeling about sports this week?
Feeling good. There's some excitement, and then there's some, I'm not sure what's happening, and a little lull in college football coming up. But we got some fun stuff to talk about. I'm excited. I'm always excited, but this is definitely lots happening, lots picking up.
You have definitely been gifted with a zest for life, which I've always admired.
I'm trying to keep it going.
Well, all right. Hopefully, we can find something to be excited about in the next few weeks. I know
we will.
Okay, good. Well, we got to break down some stuff that happened last week. So today we're going to dive into a lot of sore losers is the best way I could figure out how to sum all this up. We had yelling, crying, obscene gestures, all sorts of stuff this week in the news cycle.
That's just from the women.
That actually
a lot
most of it.
Yeah.
So, not that women have more of a propensity for those
I'm just
things.
saying they were feisty this week.
Well, yeah, we got some serious competitors out there, so we'll get into that. But before we can get into all those sorts of news bits, we got to establish the sports speak term of the week. Let us learn some sports speak. So this is our segment that we started last year.
You did good. That's funny. That's good.
Thank you. Yeah, I forgot. That's a surprise to you. I might need to get a real British friend to help me with that one.
Well, I think that's what makes it funny is you. That's what makes it good.
It's a very half-hearted attempt at a British accent. Well, this week, the term of the week is U.S. Open. Okay, you might be wondering, why am I talking about... We've talked about U.S. Open before on this podcast. I know what the U.S. Open is, but I was terribly confused a couple weeks ago when I was seeing big headlines. U.S. Open begins, because we had talked about it earlier this year.
Right.
The golf U.S. Open had happened. Okay, so this time of year, when we say U.S. Open, we're talking tennis, okay? And I don't know if you guys know tennis players anymore these days. I sure don't.
Did you hear me?
Oh, because what? You don't like tennis?
We're not spending 30 seconds on tennis.
I put some serious notes together.
I know. Well, I'm going to nod off, and you wake me up when you're done because that's how I feel about tennis. I'm listening. I'm not being disrespectful to you.
Yeah, I did some hard work to understand.
Okay, I understand
tennis
this
today.
Okay, we'll talk about it a little bit if you tell me to.
Okay,
but I'm telling you, there's not one person out there, especially in our group, that knows anybody that plays tennis anymore. So who talks tennis with you ever anymore?
Well, just probably my boss. He's the only one I know that really is a tennis fan still.
And I have Mac, your Uncle Mac. He is a tennis fan. Those are the only two I know in the country. So
well, I'm going to help you.
So my lead in, I want you to go with it, but my lead in is to say, shockingly, I don't know what's happening. I mean, I think it's not empirical data, but Mom and I, just traveled to Maine, and we were at this nice, beautiful resort-like place, old, but beautiful. But it's right beside the Bar Harbor Club. The club had probably 12 beautiful tennis courts of all different surfaces. I mean, this was a fancy tennis club.
Okay, yeah.
I only saw one twosome, a brother and a sister practicing. They were visiting. They looked pretty good. They're the only two I saw playing ever, even heading towards the court. Yeah. All those courts are just empty. And then you go to other places and they're fighting like tooth and nail for pickleball courts, but the tennis courts are empty.
I mean,
so I think there's been a big change, and there's so many exciting. I mean, I think for the tennis lovers, there's the moment, right? And I know you're getting ready to talk about it. I'm going to let you talk about it a little bit. I'm just saying, you're not going to run into much in your water cooler. We got to do it for you because you're boss. So tell boss man, we did it for him so you can talk to him. Right. Other than that, I see very little value in us taking much time.
Well, the whole goal of this is for us to be able to talk about sports with people we otherwise might not connect with very well. So your Uncle Mac, or my Uncle Mac, your brother, you might need to give him a call after this and talk a little tennis with him.
I will. I need to.
So let me give you the scoop. I don't have much of a scoop. let's
All right.
start. Look, let's go back to what I was trying to do, which I was trying to define.
But I had so much
what
fun
the-
interrupting you. I had so
I
much
know,
fun
and
just
I usually
sidetracking you on this.
I
And you
usually
like
get
to
to
do
play.
it to me.
Yeah, I get to play that game with you. So that's
Right.
fair. That's fair.
All right.
Well, the
I'll
U.S.
behave
Open.
now.
Okay, it's so it's so close to golf. I was getting confused when I first started reading about it, in the way that there's 4 major tournaments every year. And so
Correct.
very much like golf, like we've talked about the 4 majors, except these aren't called majors, or maybe they are. I'm not totally sure, but I know that they're definitely called Grand Slams. Okay.
Right.
So each one of the 4 is a Grand Slam tournament. Okay. So as opposed to golf, where if you win all 4 of the majors, you earned a Grand Slam, right? That's the difference there.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So are you going to
so
test me and see if I at least know the 4 tournaments? Or do you know?
Oh, well, I don't even know. I know one other one. So do you know? Yeah.
Okay,
Which
so
ones do you know?
yes, it starts in February. The Australian Open. It's always so hot. It's winter here. It's hot there. Then you have I don't know the order. I think this is right. The French Open, and then you have Wimbledon. Then you have the U.S. Open. Those are your 4. So I'm
Wow,
not.
nice.
It's not. I mean, I know enough about it. It's just I don't care anything about
Okay.
it. There's too much exciting other sports out there. But
Yeah.
and even I was talking to one of your brothers today about that, and about a little bit. I said Cooper's got this listed, and I'm going to bust them right in the beginning and tell them this is yawn. But they've lost some of the personalities, I think, that really get back in the 70s, 80s, even 90s. They had some real personalities.
Yeah.
I mean,
guys who would smash the rackets on the court.
they
and stuff
still
like
got
that.
some smash kind of guys, but and girls, but it's just I don't know what's happened. I really do believe the competition of the attention span of sports enthusiasts and gamblers. I keep bringing those up sometimes. I don't think it. I mean, people can still bet on tennis, but it's not as exciting. And they don't get into fantasy tennis. Have you heard anybody with a fantasy tennis league?
No, that's fair.
No.
I don't know. Maybe it exists, but
No, well, it might, but I mean, these are the tennis nerds.
but yeah, it's not in the mainstream.
Right. So I'm just letting you know I got some knowledge here of a lifetime, but I don't care about it. So,
Okay.
and I haven't kept up too well, except for the Hall of Famers that have been playing the last few years. A couple of the men,
Yeah, I mean,
particularly.
Sure, and everybody knows Serena Williams. She's like the legend, like the face of tennis still.
Yeah.
Although there's
awesome.
some young blood. Maybe we'll have a special tennis episode with my boss one of these days, and he can actually give us some real education.
When I'm off, maybe y'all can do that.
Okay. Yeah, when I'll give you a vacation week for that one.
Thank you.
But Coco Gauff, as I know, a huge name right now. I didn't know her name, but I guess she's like massive. My Phil, my boss, told me about her. And today, as we're recording, I think she's got a big matchup against Naomi Osaka, I believe is her name. So anyways, I know that's a big deal. So you might hear about that this week.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Maybe that already happened today.
I think so.
Okay. So anyways, point being is I just want to bring up, there's 2 U.S. Opens. There's a golf one and a tennis one.
Correct.
And so during the beginning of fall, it's probably tennis, and during the summer, it's golf. So, okay, there you go. There's only one. So let's get into our sports news. Okay, so
by the way, Osaka beat her pretty good. Beat her in two sets. Yep, 6-3, 6-2. So golf, Coco's out.
Oh, that reminds me. Well, that's sad. Sad for Coco.
Okay. Yep.
Let me just tack on one extra bit of sports speak here, because I was talking with ChatGPT about all this. And ChatGPT kept saying like everything about sets and matches and games that I didn't understand the currency of wins in a tennis tournament. So for those who don't know, just really basic, games are the smallest unit. So a game is like, you could win a game in like 3 or 4 minutes.
No,
sometimes
it's a little bit longer.
If it's like in the tight competitions, they could be more like 10-minute games. And then you have to win. They'll do like a best of whatever, like a set is made out of whatever number of games. And so you have to win, I think in this tournament, in U.S. Open, I think it's over 6 games.
It's all their tournaments. Can I help you here?
Sure.
So
am I
first of all, the
missing?
smallest increment is a point, right? The
Sure.
scoring system is so screwy. You know the scoring system, right?
I just
The
know there's
first
like
point-
deuce and love. I don't know what any
Yeah,
of it
first
means.
point is
Yeah.
15, the second point is 30, next is 40. So then you have the tie, whoever gets to 40. So anyway, 3 points. So it is the best. So it's one set. Difference between men and women, by the way, there is a difference. One set is who gets to 6 games first. If they both tie at 6 games, then they have tiebreaker, and there's all
Okay.
that follows, right? And that's per point. It's a lot of that part is kind of fun. Women is you have to win 2 sets out of 3. Men is you got to win 3 sets out of 5.
Okay.
So men's are longer generally.
Okay.
So you have to win 3 sets to win that match. So it goes game, set, match. And that's
Right.
actually what the announcer will say. At the end when they win the match, they'll say game, set, match. Because they won the
Right.
game, which won them the set, which won them the match. So that's the saying, game, set, match.
Right. And you know what's funny is before today, you're going to kill me. Before today, I thought that was a chess saying for some reason. I thought people said that when they got checkmate, game, set, match. Or
And-
maybe, I don't know. I don't know why chess was associated because I'm a chess player, so it doesn't make any sense. But I feel like that's used in movies and stuff where it's like,
right, it is.
I bested my opponent, game, set, match. So it's like an iconic term.
Yeah. But that comes
I didn't
from
understand.
tennis.
So it comes from tennis, and I didn't understand that pyramid of units of measurement of winning. So a match that's when you finally eliminate an opponent in the U.S. Open or whatever tennis tournament.
Whatever tournament, yeah. It's
you
always
win the match against
and
them.
they do the same. Women are always best of 3, men are always best of 5 sets.
Right.
When they win that, they've won the match.
Well, if you're still confused, message us and I don't know. Just go to Google.
And Cooper's boss will answer the
that.
questions for us.
Yeah, we'll have Phil come on another day and help us understand a little better. I really need to make a diagram. Maybe I'll upload a diagram to the video.
That'd be
part
fine.
Of this episode.
I think we need to, let's move to the real sports.
It's culture. It's culture. Okay, so yeah, like it's like the people you see on cereal boxes. Like you got to know who these people are.
You're right. We'll bring it out a little bit every year, dust it off, and blow off the dirt. And
we did spend more than 30 seconds on it, and I apologize. But let me just say,
and I do think, by the way, the Wimbledon tournament, the U.S. Open, that's New York City, right? So that's what makes it crazy. It's New York City. They got central court, and then they have other courts around it. And the New York fans are known to be a little extra boisterous, crazy. So the beauty is I will say the fascination is you put that one beside Wimbledon, and it's hilarious. Look at the difference of fans, of how you had to behave, what clothes you're allowed to wear, and you play in front of the king or queen of England, and you got to curtsy and bow and be all that. And then in New York, they're spitting nails at each other, and the fans are throwing. I mean, you know what I mean? It's very different. I like how those two compare. I find that fascinating.
I hadn't put that together. That's interesting, but it makes sense. And the players seem to get more rowdy, as you kind of indicate. And that's what I wanted to bring up is you might have heard of some drama between Taylor Townsend and Elena Ostapenko, I think is how you say her name. She's from Latvia, and Taylor Townsend is an American player. And there was a whole dialogue. They looked like very mad at each other after
very
Townsend
heated. It was a very heated discussion.
It was very heated. Yes. But you couldn't hear, like if you watch the video, the broadcast, you couldn't hear because the booing and cheering was so loud. After the match, an interviewer was asking her what happened in the conversation, and apparently this Ostapenko lady had told Townsend that she had no class, no education,
right,
and which I read some more about it, and apparently this Ostapenko lady this is not the worst of things she has said to another opponent. So she struggles a little bit with sportsmanship in general, but this became a story because Taylor Townsend is black, and it came off as feeling racist, where Ostapenko came out later to be like, no, I was using the word you have no education in the way that like she didn't appreciate her tennis etiquette.
I think her history verified what you're saying. She's not racist. She apparently will say this kind of stuff to anyone. You were very nice when you said it's not the best sportsmanship. I think she has a history of a little bit I read that she could go after anybody. So
right. So, but it became a story just because was there a racism element? But yeah, the more I learned, I don't think that was there. But and honestly, Taylor Townsend responded really like she was not surprised in the interview. She was like, yeah, she said this and that, and it wasn't super nice, but I beat her, so there you go. Look at the scoreboard. It's kind of her attitude, which I thought was awesome. It made me like Townsend a lot. I thought she was really cool about it. Okay, but that was like super viral and talked about like every 10 seconds on ESPN apparently. So there you go. Okay. Well, let's move into let's move into what you're really excited about, Dad. Let's talk about college football this week.
Will do. And I wish I were more excited, but there are some hidden gems in here, and let's jump in because we don't want to take all night on this. But so our game of the week last week was what?
Texas versus Ohio State.
Right. And they were playing at Ohio State or the shoe or the horseshoe, 100 and whatever, 3 or 10,000 people.
Oh, right. Isn't it the biggest? It's one of the biggest college
I think
that
them in Michigan I think are both over 100,000, whatever that is. But think about that. Think about 100. Crazy. And Tennessee, they got like 100,000 too.
Wow.
So I think, but that's crazy. And of course, we know that Arch Manning was starting his first game like this. And so the game itself, I'm going to, so if you don't know,
quick reminder about Arch Manning.
Yeah.
He's a bigger deal than I even understood when we talked about him last week. We know he's the nephew of Peyton and Eli Manning, two NFL famous quarterbacks, but he's also like, they think he's seen as the best quarterback in college football, right? And like he's definitely going to go to the NFL.
Yeah, he's a
big deal, right?
Yeah, big deal. Yeah, his grandfather's Archie Manning, who was a elusive, excellent quarterback for New Orleans Saints way back in the 60s and 70s, and so he was a great quarterback too. So and his father was actually a receiver, but he had some sort of health injuries that caused him or conditions or something that caused him not playing college, but he did play in high school.
Big football family.
So he was a big deal. He was preseason Heisman Trophy candidate betting favorite.
Okay. Yeah.
After this game, that dropped. The bettors got off of him for a while, and that switched off. So yes, big
so that's
deal.
A reminder.
There's a lot of hype, and it was too much hype. I mean, he couldn't live up no matter what, live up to it, I don't think. And I do think it's almost an impossible task because Ohio State is 38-3 at home the last 4 years.
41 games. Holy
cow. I mean, I don't care who you are. It's tough to go and win.
Yeah, that week one was a tall order.
Especially week
one game.
He doesn't have any real experience, especially in the big game. But I don't think he ever really lost his cool. Bottom line is, and I'm going to tell you what the whole game turned on. But, Ohio State won, right?
Right.
They got up by a couple touchdowns. Texas made a push at the end and made it close. But here's the difference in the game. Just real simple. You can talk to anybody about it. All the other things about it. Arch wasn't as good as everybody expected him to be. Ohio State defense was better than everybody expected. Texas defense was really good. Kind of what everybody expected. But the game, in a sense, what it ended up 17-14, whatever it was. Do you have the score?
Yeah. Sorry, Texas, Ohio State.
Yeah, look it up real quick. I've lost my mind on that all of a sudden.
14-7, Ohio.
Yeah, 17-14. 17-14, right?
7.
14 that's
7.
Right. 14-7. That's right. It was a really low scoring game. If you like defense, it was a fun game. And I saw not all of it, but I was traveling at the time and got to see parts of it. All right. But here's what it got down to. On one of the drives for Texas in the first half, they were driving and they should have scored. They had like 4 attempts from the 6 or 7 yard line. Bottom line is Ohio State stopped them. So they did not score on a 4th down attempt for a touchdown. They could have taken 3 points and a field goal, but no, they went for it, especially there at home. And the place was, nobody can even think, I'm sure, on the offense. So that was that. So that was a stop, as they say. They stopped a 4th down TD. I mean, you can look at Texas only scored 1 touchdown, right? So this one was critical.
Right.
I mean, Ohio State only scored 2. That's how critical. So show how critical it is. They stopped them. Ohio State had a 4th and goal, and they made it.
Yeah.
So that's the 2 plays in the whole game.
If
Texas had scored,
difference makers.
Texas had scored and they were inches away, and Ohio State didn't score, Texas would have won 14-7 if everything else stayed the same, right? So it really got down to those two plays, those two fourth down conversion attempts and conversion of attempts. I mean, you can sum up the whole game to that. There's penalties, but everybody has penalties. You can't. That one drive that Ohio State did have a couple of big penalties on Texas that really moved the ball down like 40 yards, and a little questionable, but everybody can complain about penalties. But when it got down to it, one defense stopped the other offense, and the other defense did not. And that's the game.
When push came to shove. And literally, because I saw a little highlight clip of Texas getting stopped on that attempt you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I was at my in-laws, I saw that clip, and I said, did they just try to do a tush push? And my brother-in-laws both were like, yeah, they gave it their best shot.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good one. Arch got turned around. So I think they should have done something different. But anyway, they'll learn. So I thought he'll learn a lot from that. He will not be in a more hostile. So I'm excited. I think he'll have a good year. I think very well he could play 2 years of college anyway. I hope he does. But that was it. Right. That was our big game. But I'm sorry.
Because he's not even a senior, right?
Oh no, he's just a red shirt. They call him sophomore.
Oh, wow.
He could play for 3 years.
Oh my god.
But yeah, he's a red shirt sophomore.
But he'll probably get a red shirt before then.
Well, it's going to be up to him, I think. I think hopefully he'll play 2 more years, this year and next year. I hope. So that was it. Ohio State looked, considering they changed 2 of their coordinators, I thought defensively they looked great. They did a lot of good things, and they're good. Their new quarterback, they look pretty good. And we'll talk about this in a minute when you get to what you talked about, pick the winner this year and the Sports Illustrated projection.
Yeah. Well, hey,
so that was that.
Let me just sneak in a bonus little tidbit here.
Yep.
Did you see an image going around about Ryan Day, the coach of Ohio State? Did you see anything? There was one. Somebody. It was. I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. It was fake. Somebody photoshopped it, but they made it look like in his post-game interview, like he had a nipple ring sticking out under his shirt.
Oh my gosh! No, I don't see these things.
But it was. I mean, it was like one of the only sports things I saw all the week. Super viral, and all the comments, people think it's real, but I had to do some digging to find out and make sure it was fake. So no, Ryan Day does not have one of those piercings. Everybody,
that's
funny. You were duped by that meme, just so you know.
All right, well, that's a tidbit for you. I would have never caught that. So, all right, there you go.
Okay.
So you got a couple more notes here you want to bring up?
Yeah, I mean, we were going on a little long, so just let's mention briefly.
Yeah,
that Alabama, which is known to be one of the best college football teams, of course, ever for decades and decades, they lost to an unranked team, Florida State, over the weekend.
2 years ago, Florida State was really, really good. Last year, they had a lot of injuries and had a down year, so it did not surprise me. I think they were overranked to start with, ranked 8th. So you brought it up. Their coach, Kalen DeBoer, he is on the hot seat in a big way. But the first coach that follows a legend, a Hall of Fame crazy legend like Nick Saban, is going to probably come up short, right?
Yeah, right.
But think of timing. I want to get this in real quick. I made a couple of notes because you put it in there, which is really good.
Uh-huh.
It's timing. There's a reason Saban retired when he did too. NIL and transfer portal. And the NIL money, Alabama had a great and all that, but there were other schools with a lot more money than Alabama, believe it or not. I know. There's more money out there. There's more billionaires with some of these other universities pour elsewhere. I mean,
Alabama doesn't generate as many genius billionaires as other schools.
They got a lot of car dealers. Apparently, a lot of car dealerships they're known for. The SEC is known for car dealerships, the ones that sponsor them, and they're still wealthy, but they don't play with the big boys. But no, the bottom line is timing. So I think Saban knew exactly what he was doing. Go out on top. Go out, and he just didn't love this. He's going to lose more control. You got to remember, before NIL and all the transfer portal, he got the premier cream of the crop because he built that reputation. So he got the best. Anyway, that's that. But I don't think DeBoer, the Alabama people, if they lose 3 games this year, 3 or 4, he'll be gone, I think, next year. Yeah. And I think he's a good coach, but I think somebody has to follow Saban, and then it's unfavorable circumstance because the world has changed so much in college football.
Well, yeah, I mean, Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens to Alabama because
And Florida State looked good too. By the
They
way,
still have such a premier reputation. But yeah, the viral clip going around was some fan after the game gave a big obscene gesture to the camera
oh yeah.
at the end of the Alabama game. One of the Alabama fans. So there's some press going around about how disgruntled the fans are, and it's not the best time to be an Alabama fan.
It's just they got all their talk shows. They're burning the house down. I mean, the house has already been burned down. It's over, and they're already want him to be fired now. I mean, it's crazy if you listen to those sports shows. So that's how that was set up because they underachieved last year too. So
yeah,
his first year. So
give a hug to your Alabama fan.
Yep,
friends.
I've got a couple Alabama fans that we'll think of here.
Okay. Thoughts and prayers. Okay. Well, let's finish the college football conversation really quickly.
Okay.
We just haven't had a chance for you, or we haven't made the chance for you to give your official prediction here and now. Yeah. Who do you think is going to win the college football playoffs this year? Well,
I'm going to back into this a little bit because we got to talk about, I like what you sent. I like seeing the different rankings, the projections. You've got the Sports Illustrated one you sent, and I like it. Now let's say what they did. They put Penn State winning it, and Penn State, by all reason, if you look at the talent pool, what they retained from last year, how well they did last year, their quarterback could end up being the best quarterback of the season by far. He's been developing. He's mature. He's a senior, I think. Anyway, so it looks like on paper they should win. So that's Penn State. I'm marking them out. They're not winning it.
Okay.
I'm going to go, if I'm a gambler, and I'm not, but their coach on top 10 teams, this is crazy. This is going to blow you away, this number. When they have played I think it's top 10, it's got to be top 10 teams for playoffs or bowl games. And he's really a good coach, but they are 1-16. So out of 17 games, they've lost 16 when they would go against one of the top-ranked teams in a playoff or a bowl.
This is Penn State you're talking about.
Penn State.
Okay.
So he has the bad reputation of he's not going to win the big one. In fact, the last article I read is, how is he going to screw it up this year? Now, that's terrible, but that's the world they live in. But that number is startling.
That's tough,
and
yeah.
That's tough to over. It's one thing to be, I don't know, 7-9, 7-10.
No, but that's like you're
6-11.
Yeah, the 1 versus 16. That's a bad ratio.
That's
you're
something.
Like guaranteed to lose.
I hate maybe that. Hopefully he gets it, but I'm saying they're not going to win it.
Well, I hope he beats
Boise
the odds,
State.
but yeah.
It could. Boise State was number 12 on this. You remember this? They weren't going to win it anyway. But they're already out, by the way. They're not even going to make it to CFP because they lost their first game. See, Boise State can't afford to lose a game. That's not. They lost to USF. University of South Florida is not even ranked. They lost to them 34-7. Boise State's gone. You won't hear another word about them. So I'm marking off the ones that we know that are going to be gone already. The sneak, and there's Texas and Ohio State, which I think both can win it, right? It doesn't matter Texas. I think they both could win it. But here's the sneaky two that get me. And they had to play each other. And this was probably the best game of the weekend. The best game of the weekend ended up being LSU and Clemson.
Okay.
Clemson was ranked higher than LSU, but it's like they were 5 and Clemson's LSU's 10.
They're kind of a classic rivalry, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, it's not like because they're not in the same conference, but they do love to play each other once in a while. Anyway, LSU beat Clemson. It was a very close game. It was a close game. Clemson couldn't get their offense going well enough, but both of those teams could win the national championship. So they've already played. LSU won. Great. So they're in the hunt for sure. Notre Dame, the other really, really good game was Notre Dame lost to Miami. University of Miami, which was ranked 10th. Notre Dame was ranked whatever they were, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. They lost 27-24. So those two games were like super, super close. So what I'm doing, I'm getting you about my 4 teams that I kind of like the best, even though a couple of them already have losses, but this is what we talked about. They most certainly can win throughout the year. Indiana's on here. They barely beat Old Dominion. They're no good. Throw them out. Georgia. So Notre Dame, I'd like to pull for them. Georgia's always a stickler in there. You just don't know. I'm not sure.
Do they still have that coach we talked about last year who just eats nails for breakfast?
Yeah. They got everybody's their quarterback. I think he transferred. He's the one that went to Miami, and Miami just won the big game. So he
Okay.
portaled out of there. Anyway, so that's a long story short to go over. I've narrowed it down, and it is very hard for me. I mean, this is crapshoot for sure. Gosh, it's just so hard.
It's like you said, there's all of
There's
these,
about 4, 5, 6 teams that could really do this, but we got to put one out there, right?
You give them a few months of practice, like going against teams and building a record. Yeah, who knows who's gonna
So I
come
just
out
don't
on
think
top,
Clemson. I don't think Clemson's going to have it. Even though everybody's saying they were the dark horse to probably to have a good chance at winning it. Ohio State, you always have to mark them out. I don't believe they're back-to-back winners. I just don't think they can do back-to-back national championship. You got to pick somebody else. So
they didn't
I'm going to pick
Texas handedly enough. I agree. Okay, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think I'm and Arizona State. And I don't care. Yeah. So I think, golly, I don't know. It might be the surprise pick of the year. Oh, I'm going kind of deep. Here's the other fact. You want to know one more fact? In the last 10 or 20 years, I heard the number. I forgot.
Sure.
The rank that the national champion has been ranked between number 1 and 6. That's kind of been
they've
the
always
ones who
been
won
between 1 and 6.
1 and 6 for the last 20 years, 15 years. It's somewhere, so you start getting out of that
preseason ranking.
Yes.
Preseason ranking.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that I know. So that makes me. I thought about LSU, but I feel like we're pushing the limit there. So I'm going to go with. I don't want to be a homer ACC. I would say
you're not actually gambling on this.
I know, but this is important. My reputation is at stake. I'm going to go back. What the heck? I'm going to pick Texas.
Okay.
Yep.
Arch
I'm
Manning.
going to ride or die with Texas this year.
Okay.
I swear it's going to probably be Clemson or Notre Dame, but I can't do. But I'm going to go with Texas just for fun, just to go with Arch. Arch is going to come and deliver.
All right, I like it. Well, should I give one too? I guess I should give one because that'd be funny if I beat you. I don't think it's Notre Dame. It just seems like they always choke. You can't count on Notre Dame for nothing. I feel like so. I'm gonna say I'm sticking with Georgia because you taught me about them last year, and I just think it sounds like people are portaling.
They're number 6 preseason this year. They're a little bit under the radar. See, they're not having to get all the attention right now. So
but you got me sold on their coach. I think the coach has the grit and the spirit to pit them against the world and have them overcome all the odds. So
all right,
I'm going Georgia.
Picked a good one. All right, note it.
All right, we'll write it down. Everybody remember this. Right. Remember this. Okay.
That was fun. Well, good job.
Okay, I wanted to get your official predictions, so thanks for doing that. But let's round this out. Let's take this home with the big question at the end of every episode now. Dad, this week, what is the big game?
Nice. I like it. I got to give you the big game in NFL, and I'm giving you a little sweet cherry on top. Crazy college game that's on tonight, which is really weird. Finishes up week 1. All right. Since we've been staying with college, I'll do the cherry on top. So it's the little big game. All right. Okay. It's the little big game. Only because of interest. Carolina, UNC plays tonight against TCU, Texas Christian. But that's Belichick. We're going to see if the experiment worked at all. Right?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's been 9 months. Been crazy around this part of the country, and everybody is so curious. So we had to get this on the books, right? We had to make note of it. They play tonight at 8:00, and I can't wait to see. We're going to talk about it next week, right? Make sure we talk about it next week. All right. NFL starts this weekend. Weekend 1 starts Thursday, actually, Thursday night game. But and I hate to keep doing it. I feel like I'm like, what's his name? Who's your friend we had on that I cracked up that gave us like 4 different number ones? Cooper
Jackson,
yeah. So I'm giving you 2 NFL ones. NFL best game of the week. I'm going to give you the best game of the week and the most interesting, curious one. Best game of the week is Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills. Holy cow! That's a matchup, a rematch of their AFC Championship game. Oh my gosh, that's going to be your best head-to-head. Great game. That's a great game.
What happened last time they played?
Well,
the championship
let's see. The Baltimore. Well, it's a semifinals, so it had to be who won the championship. KC beat Buffalo, so Buffalo beat Baltimore. This was in the playoffs last year. I had to get my series right. All right, so that's a great game. So just watch. That's the big game we'll watch on the NFL. Pay attention to.
For those who need a reference point, The Bills quarterback is Josh Allen, who is the
Yeah.
husband of Haley Steinfeld.
Okay,
So there
that
you go.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know that part, but
That's how a lot of people will know. That's the reference point people need.
all right. And the
Okay.
only the one that's curious is Pittsburgh Steelers at the New York Jets, and the why. Aaron Rodgers was at the Jets last 2 years and was injured 1 year, and he went to Pittsburgh last second.
He's still
this year.
playing?
He is. He's going
I
to be
thought he was
42 this year.
retired.
Everything about this
For
is
sure.
curious. He's playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers now, and they're playing the Jets on opening weekend. That kind of stuff is just not accidental. You know, they know what they're doing when the NFL does when they schedule these crazy games to start the season. So that's the curious one. That's going to be interesting to see what happens. And that's it. All right, man.
Okay.
You got everything I got.
Yeah,
My
you
sheet's
snuck in
done.
some bonus big games, but it sounds like the one that's we're gonna want to talk about most next week is probably gonna be that UNC Bill Belichick.
Well, on the
How
college
does he do with
side,
college
yes.
football? Yeah.
By the way, the reason I picked that one too for next week because there are no big matchups this weekend in college.
Okay.
They had the big opening weekend, and then there's a bunch of
there's
no big matchups.
They're playing the cupcake teams for the next few.
A lot
weeks,
of that
like
going on this weekend. Yep.
Okay.
All right,
Speaking
man.
of which, BYU for our BYU fans out there, we you want to let's throw in a bonus. Just say congrats to them. And do you think? I mean, they were playing, one of the Piddly Wink teams.
Well, they're playing
Portland
what
State.
they call FCS Football Championship Series. So it's one level down from the top level of college football. Their whole division. So they're
Portland State wasn't even in the same division.
No, they're one level down.
Okay.
So it's called Football Championship Series. That's not unusual. They get paid big bucks and hopefully buy new uniforms and things like that. But it was so
SmackDown.
Man, you can't. It was fun. Well, it was fun to see, Bear Bachmeier.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. Let's address the elephant in the room first of all. Is that the quarterback everybody fell in love with? How do they say BY Jew? And they were, all the Jewish puns last year.
Yep.
Jake Retzloff. There's a bunch of crazy stuff with him and possible. Anyways, just things
bottom
that
line
he did. That
is there's rule there. The school honor code was broken by his admission, and they were going to suspend him 6 games. BYU. Okay. For honor code violations, no legal, nothing, just honor code violations.
Right.
So and he went to Tulane.
He didn't want to skip any games. He wanted to play. So where is Tulane?
It's in Louisiana, right? Tulane.
Okay, sure.
The Green Wave.
Right.
Green Wave.
Sure.
He'd only been there 38 days of practice and such, and he had an awesome first game. They're loving Jake at Tulane. So he had a great first weekend. Yep.
Okay, good. Well,
they had a bonus fall in their lap. I mean, he's steady Freddie. He'll do well for him.
Okay. Well, and so everybody on the BYU side of things was really like, they had no idea who this. Yeah, a little nervous. We had a true freshman quarterback this season named
first time
Bear.
ever.
Yeah. Oh, first time
starting.
Ever. BYU's had one?
First time ever starting.
Whoa.
Freshman quarterback, not a redshirt freshman, but a pure freshman quarterback.
He's 18.
First time ever. Yep, first time ever.
So his name's Bear. He's got a brother named Tiger that plays for the team as well, I believe.
An older brother named Hank that finished his. Don't you love that? Hank finished his college playing quarterback days at Wake Forest University.
Cool. That's a fun fact for us. Okay. So, anyways, in the BYU, the first 10 minutes were ugly. Let's be honest. I wasn't sure what was happening, or we all were getting ready for a sad BYU season. But then they picked up steam. They found a rhythm, and Bear led them to a very sound victory of like 60-something points to 7 or something like that.
69 nothing, and that was important because the defense wanted. They wanted a shutout. The defense did.
Okay,
and they got it. They got their shutout.
Well, so there's it
was a warm up game. For what it was like a practice game, right?
Yeah.
So it gave him some good under the lights, 65,000 people screaming. It's a good way to break him in a little bit. And they have, So anyway, I had fun. We watched the first half with your brothers and cousins. I mean, nephews and
all the things I got.
Yeah, we had fun. We have fun.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us this week, Dad. And everybody, if you've got questions or stories or just funny little things you want us to address next week, send them our way this week. Most people have been sending stuff to the SportSense DMs on Instagram. So if that's a way you want to send stuff, then do that. Otherwise, text us or email us at sportsensemailbag@gmail.com. And Dad, we got a surge of new listeners and subscribers last week, a good
Really?
handful. So yeah, thanks everybody
Nice.
who shared out our post, our announcement post for season 2 on your story, and keep recruiting some listeners for us. This is a great time to get into the podcast as we start the football season. And people can kind of build up knowledge as the season goes. Share the love, share our posts if you don't mind. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. And welcome if you're new here. All right, Dad.
Yep.
We'll
See you,
talk to you
Coop.
later.
Yep. Love you.
See ya. Love ya.
SportSense.